Money flows where attention goes. And if you want to build a system that works for you, it starts with funneling. If you don't know who I am, my name is Carter Positano, and I'm a 22-year-old entrepreneur who has grown and scaled multiple businesses to more than six figures in less than 3 years. And my goal here on YouTube is to be the mentor that I once needed when I was 18 getting started. And on top of that, be the person not only that I needed when I was 18, but the person that I needed last year, last week, yesterday, and today. I want to be somebody that is able to provide value to people that were in the same position as me. And I don't care if that means you're 20 years older, 20 years younger, or in the exact same position that I am in. I think everybody can learn from a change of perspective. And today I want to talk about funneling and the core concept of how it creates empires and billions of dollars. Now, the thing is if you're looking at this from a business scale, there's a lot of ways to lock in on absolutely one thing, do it forever. But the strong majority of people are not going to be founders of billion-dollar businesses. And the thing is I am a genuine believer that in today's day and age, we can all be millionaires if we do things right. Anybody can become a millionaire like this, especially with social media. And the thing is my boring businesses by themselves can create million-dollar empires. But the thing is there's an easier way to do it. And the thing is once again, the thing that I said at the start, money goes where attention flows. And the core idea is that you don't need more ideas. You need to funnel, and you need a funnel ecosystem. Every piece of attention you get should have somewhere to go. Okay, so here's the thing. What I'm doing right now on YouTube is a very good example. I'm giving hundreds of free hours of content and advice to people and information of how to grow and scale businesses without asking for anything in return. But I'm funneling to where? Right? What I'm funneling to is three different concepts. Now, the thing is my goal and the reason I became an entrepreneur in the first place is to chase my dream of music, which I'm still chasing to this day. But the thing is, okay, when you look at the core of this, is my funnel goes to a few places. First of all, you might like me. You might like what I'm saying. And what you do is you go to a direct course of action for money. For me, that is my ceiling course, which is still not complete at this point of uploading. But the point of it is I've learned to scale the business. I'm willing to teach people how to do the exact business model, but it took me years and years to learn that. I'm not going to give that information. So I will happily teach people, coach people, give people the information to do it, but I'm going to receive compensation for it because I'm a businessman, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm completely transparent about that. I'm completely honest about what my course is, and I want to provide information on YouTube for everybody. On top of that, if I can create a source of income through it, I will do that. So my YouTube that I enjoy doing, that I use to help people, funnels to a few things. I look at everything like a business and to go anywhere you need to. So the first thing is it goes to that. But on top of that, if people like who I am, they go to two things, okay? First of all, they're going to go to my travel YouTube. My travel YouTube is linked in my bio, and it goes through my vlogs. It's my real life. I don't really sugarcoat anything. I just show the ups and downs to what my life is, traveling the world, running businesses, buying my first house. All of these things are shown in there, pretty much uncut, and I am unfathomably honest about who I am and what goes on in my life during there. So if people are genuinely interested in me, then they go to my Instagram and they go to my YouTube. On top of that, I have TikToks for this channel. I have TikToks for my YouTube vlogs, and I grow to funnel all these things into one thing only. If you like this YouTube, then you're going to go and see who I am. If you like who I am, then you will go to my music, okay? If you like my YouTube videos and you are interested in who I am, you're going to see what I do in a daily life, you're going to go to my music. If you like my music and you want to know more about me, you're going to go to my YouTube channels. So the thing is it's this ultimate cycle of things constantly funneling into each other. Now, it's not the basis if you went to marketing school or business school. Obviously, a funnel looks more like this. I don't look at the funnel like that because I have all these different ways to create income. On top of that, people might go check out my vintage clothing store. They may want to see, oh, what's this guy sell? Well, how much does he sell these clothes for, right? So the thing is not only do they funnel into themselves, but they funnel back around into all these systems that I have working in autonomy for me, right? The thing is I've created these systems over time where on YouTube, I'm still starting out. I'm still a nobody. I'm still somebody that is just getting started because I genuinely enjoy this, but I'm still going to use the leverage I have to put it into anything else I can. Why would I not want to funnel people that are watching these YouTube videos into a course, into my music, into my travel, right? If you want to know more about me, people will go and do these things. And that's what funneling is. The thing is you can do this in a million ways. And I always like to use music artists as an example, because the thing is I, from a very young age, have studied the ins and outs of how music labels work and how the music industry works. And the thing that a lot of people ignore is that major artists, you look at Drake, you look at Justin Bieber, you look at The Weeknd, you look at Travis Scott, these people are not only artists, they're not an artist. They are a brand. And the thing about these brands is they are constantly using their influence and their attention to funnel into other things, okay? The thing is Drake, for instance, used his leverage to create a record label. He used his leverage to create a clothing brand. He used his leverage to create pushing for his album, his gambling company, Nokta, OVO, right? So the thing is, he is the peak. This is where the attention is, right? But then the attention draws to all these other subcategories that are tied to Drake. Travis Scott works the same way. Not only is it just music, yeah, Travis Scott, that's the brand, but it goes to Cactus Jack, it goes to Jack Boys, it goes to the peoples he produces, like Daunt Oliver, right? It goes to his clothing brands and anything that he wants to sell, right? The thing is you have to look at everything you're doing is how can we expand? There needs to be a core idea of where the attention goes, but where else are you leaving money on the table? If you want to create empires, you need to create systems that funnel into each other. Even if you just like my music, you might be interested in what the life I've lived to create the songs that I've created. So you're going to go to my YouTube. That's going to produce more income. That's going to produce super fans. That's going to create a system where people want to know what my life is. They want to buy my clothes. They want to see what I'm doing. And it creates a system where I can sell them anything because that influence is there. People ignore this, even if I'm running a personal brand, right? Even if I'm running a construction business, that's where I want all of my income to flow to. That's where I want all my attention to flow to. Now, the issue with a construction brand is the fact that it's tied to one location, which means unless I'm targeting that location with what I'm doing, then you can't scale that big. And that's what I'm talking about at the start of the video when I said you can't always funnel in the way that I'm referring to, but there's ways to funnel things around. I funnel into other ways so I can sell people clients, right? Subcontractors that can take money away from me that I get a commission on so they can do the work and I also get a chip of it, right? If somebody calls me because I have good attention to my company, then I can give them the work and take a commission off that while still signing the contract. Everything can be funneled, and when you understand that it can be funneled, you will make more money and you will be more successful because there's always money being left on the table, right? And I love looking at artists because I think it's such a great example. And influencers are the new modern artists in a way, in the sense that like they're talentless. They do nothing, but brands come to them and then they start their own brand. They sell their own perfume. They sell their own makeup, right? And the thing is this is something we should be looking at. Kim Kardashian realistically does nothing, but she has Skims, she has her makeup brands, and she can push anything she wants. Kanye, yeah, music, but Yeezy, right? The amount that man has made from Yeezy is unfathomable. And the thing is if we can constantly be funneling our attention to other places, we can make an endless amount of money and constantly be cycling into other things, right? So instead of a funnel, I want you to look at it as a whirlpool, something that just constantly goes in loops of here's this money, here's this money, here's this money, here's this attention, here's this money, here's this attention, here's this money, here's this attention, here's this money. Because we can constantly funnel one thing into another thing, but we can keep them in the funnel. And the thing is a traditional funnel, there's an exit. In the funnel that I'm referring to, there's no exit. It's just constantly looping back and forth to different versions and different aspects of whatever you are and what your personal brand is. So the thing is even if you are running a construction business, how can you funnel into other things? And one of the things that I've always loved is the content I see where people are telling story times while doing their construction jobs, doing landscaping, doing cutting the grass, doing whatever that may be, right? Because they're making videos and they're turning their business into another income on the side. Now, I'm not here to say that you couldn't make more money if you were to focus that time in more on actually getting the business or more into the social media, but people make systems that work. And as long as he's still pulling customers from that social media and making money from the social media and making money from their main business and whatever that may be, landscaping, they are still going to be making money and it's funneling into each other. Right? So if you can make money in all these aspects, then you can win and build empires and scale empires. But the key to scaling, in my opinion, is going to be funneling because there's only a certain amount of level of attention you can get before you need to push into something else. Now, if you focus on one thing, of course, if you want to be a founder, that's a different situation. If you want to get acquired for $100 million, that's awesome. Not everyone has the ability to make startups in that sense, and not everyone will be acquired. So if you want to do this on your own without creating an app or a website, It's so possible to be doing the bare minimum and be funneling into all these other things. And people are leaving so much on the table by not leveraging whatever attention they have. Attention creates trust. Trust creates money, and money creates retention, which means the loop just keeps cycling over and over and over again. This is the sales funnel, but I like to look at it as a cycle because you don't want to lose the people in your funnel. A funnel isn't complicated. It's just guiding people from seeing you to trusting you to buying from you, and it can work in so many ways. Same with the vintage store. Even being able to funnel into the YouTube that I make now, because of the things I've learned, is a funnel in and of itself. Even if I'm not selling you anything directly, like my vintage clothing or my construction, because I'm assuming most people on YouTube are not going to get me to seal their parking lot by seeing this video. It's just not likely, right? But at the end of the day, I've been able to leverage the tools that I've had to create a personal brand for myself that I'm slowly building up in order to create other things. Because I will use this one day to funnel into monetization, even if that's only taking money away from YouTube and monetization through YouTube videos. 100% we can leverage on other things. Personal coaching, courses, merch, whatever that may be. That is how we make money. That is how we funnel. That's how these eternal systems work. Okay. And it, as I said, it's a loop. It's content that drives people to your brand. The brand builds trust. The trust converts into business. Customers becomes fans, and fans watch more content. It's not separate. It's just a loop. And I can't reiterate this enough because this is what we need to create. This is what we need to do to build brands in the modern day. And people miss this step. Of course, people think that social media is their ticket out, but they have no idea once they get to where they want to be on social media, where to go from that, how to leverage it, how to keep people coming back, right? And I'm going to call myself out in this regard because the thing is a lot of my businesses don't connect. The random side hustles, the no connection between my vintage and my construction, sure, has given me enough to be able to talk about it because I know every single aspect of these different businesses. But if your businesses don't connect, you're starting from zero every time. And I've messed this up. But as I always say on this channel is to listen to what I'm telling you instead of my actions. Because the thing is my actions are my mistakes, right? Learn from my mistakes, not yours. Okay, that's the point of me being here on YouTube, is to make sure you're not suffering the same faults that I was. And the thing is my business is at the point where I completely want to shift the attention onto other things because I can't scale them in the way that I know is possible and I've done with other things. Because how do I connect a construction business to my vintage clothing? You can't. But what I can do is use the information that I've learned on YouTube to sell the construction, right? But the thing is once again, they don't connect. If you can create a funnel for yourself with you being the center or the personal brand onto other things, you can make so much money. And here's how to actually build your system. You need to pick a core identity. Whoever you are online, what do people know you for, right? And then choose a monetization path. A lot of people don't want to do physical things, and I think physical businesses are on the way out. There's still tons of money to be made. I still operate them. But the thing is like, as I said, if you want to do something completely online, then monetization path as a service in real life is going to be very difficult to leverage with social media. So I wouldn't personally recommend that, but you can do these things and leverage out, how I said, through making YouTube videos on your construction thing and leveraging them in that regard. And people are still going to give you the attention in your area, even if it's a smaller amount. But people see that and it builds trust, right? And you need to build content around what you're doing. Document it. Don't just promote it, right? I love to show the updates in my business through all these things that I do because I think it shows and builds trust with people. And you need to connect everything. Every video leads to something, right? This video leads to my course. This video leads to my YouTube channel. This video leads to my music, my Instagram. We are building as things go on, right? And every product ties back to me. Everything that I want ties back to people coming back to me to build trust and to build it. And now, look, I'm not looking here and saying these things to out myself and be like, oh, I'm a scammer and all these things. But the thing is it's true. And I'm not doing this for nothing. I genuinely enjoy it, which is enough of a benefit for me. But of course, if you can monetize what you're doing, why would you not, right? And you don't need 5 businesses. You just need an ecosystem that compounds whatever that is. Even if it's YouTube, right? Your TikTok funnels to your YouTube, your Instagram funnels to your YouTube, and your YouTube funnels to your main product. That is how we build ecosystems that work. And the thing is attention is now currency. And if you know where to send it, you can build anything. Once again, my name is Carter Positano, and I am here to help young entrepreneurs get to where they need to be. I would love for you guys to leave comments, subscribe, and tell me what you're working on, what you're struggling with, and help out people. I want to build a community where young entrepreneurs are helping young entrepreneurs and giving out real information just for the love of the game. Once again, I will see you guys in the next video.